Hello Year 4s and welcome back. In the previous lesson, we were looking at the vocabulary words from the explanation text. I asked you to write your own definitions for those vocabulary words, and then my second task was for you to read through the explanation text and create a timeline of events of how a television show is made from start to finish. Today, we are going to be looking at writing our own introduction paragraph for an explanation text. It is important to remember that in an explanation text, your introduction is usually a general statement about what you are going to be reading in the explanation text. It can also have either a brief description or a rhetorical question. Now remember that a rhetorical question is a question that the writer of the article or the piece of writing is posing to the reader to make him more excited and make him think and make him want to read to find out more about what the question has asked. So that's why we often start with, have you ever wondered? Have you ever wondered how a television show is made? And then you start thinking, how is a television show made? Then I want to read on to find out more about it.
Remember what we have discussed previously about how an explanation text is organized. On the page next to this writing, you can see a text organizer that can be used to help when you are writing an explanation text. You can see that the introduction is a general statement about the topic, and it can include a brief definition or a rhetorical question or a brief description. The explanation is a series of statements that are then made for the next part of your writing, and we know that we use organizational devices and subheadings to organize these into paragraphs around a theme. Finally, we end with a conclusion or a summary or a comment. So in our text map, it was a few lines that then linked all of the explanation text together, and it is usually a general comment about whatever we have been writing about.
As we have discussed previously, once we've got an introduction, we obviously have the rest of our explanation text, and this is obviously a series of paragraphs that are often written in chronological order, so they make sense the way they're written, and they're explaining how something works step by step, how something happens, what happens next, then what happens, finally what happens, and then at the end there's often a summary or a conclusion or a comment about the whole explanation text in general. So you will see at the last little few lines of our story map is actually a concluding statement about how a television show is made. Remember, our introductory paragraph was the following. Have you ever switched on your television ready to watch your favorite show and wondered how that show is made? There are a lot of components that go into making a live TV show. So read on to find out about how a TV show goes from script to TV screen. When reading that introductory paragraph, you will notice that it includes a rhetorical question, which was, have you ever switched on your television, ready to watch your favorite show and wondered how that show is made? It's not a question that's going to be answered, it's one that gets the reader thinking, so it's a rhetorical question. We also have a causal conjunction in our introductory sentence. It says, there are a lot of components that go into a live TV show, so read on to find out how a TV show goes from script to TV screen. Remembering what I have put previously in my explanation text introduction, I have reworded it, making sure that I am including all the features that I found in the first introduction in my revised one. So my introduction for my computers now reads, computers have become an essential tool in everyday life. They allow us to do everything from searching for more information about our favorite football team to taking a tour of the street in which we live. Have you ever stopped to think about how this amazing technology works? We rely on this invention almost daily. So read on to find out more about these marvelous creations. You can see that I have put a rhetorical question in there. I've also used my causal conjunction of so, getting you to carry on reading, because I'm explaining that if you have wondered about that, if you read on, you will find the reason behind why these machines are so amazing. I've also included some of the previous features that we have discussed when we have been writing other pieces of writing. What I would like you to do is start introducing them, or you should be introducing these in your writing to make them better. So not just what I'm asking of you, but all the knowledge that you've been building over the year of what needs to go into your writing can be included. So if you have a look, and I have highlighted some of them in this writing, but I'm also using the pronouns that I looked at in the previous text map. I'm also using alliteration. I've got favorite football team. I have marvelous machines, things that make the writing flow, things that make it exciting. I haven't just written a boring paragraph of if you want to find out more, read about this machine. I've tried to make it exciting and interesting for the person to read. So I would like you to try and do the same thing. Think about what we expect of you in your writing. Think about your language that you are using. Can you make it better? Can you use a different word? Is there a better word to use? So that is what I would like you to focus on when you are writing these introductions. My task to you is the following. Go and research how a computer works. You are then going to use the information that you collect to create your own introductory paragraph to an explanation text about how a computer works. Think about what I've previously mentioned about using your causal conjunctions, using your time conjunctions, using your descriptive words, using a rhetorical question. See if you can make this paragraph fantastic.